Hey there, welcome back to Odin's Flight. This is Sea Power, and in this scenario I have to evacuate a whole bunch of surviving Scandinavian forces from Narvik. And so far it hasn't gone well. We have lost a lot of ships, and so far I was able to inflict exactly 2 kills. Well, actually a few more. One helicopter was killed, one Alpha-class submarine was killed, and a few aircraft. At this point, we've arrived at the stage where it's almost time to return fire. I have a task force over here. This is Task Force Trident. There's 4 ships in there, and they can launch harpoons. So what I'm waiting for is for these guys to get into range to launch the harpoons against these targets here. I also have a couple of Skjold and... sorry, not Skjolds. These are Snog-class missile boats. We have Hauk-class missile boats, and they're all going to link up here. I actually intend to do a multi-vector attack. So we're going to attack them from several different directions, allowing for all missiles to arrive at the same time, and ideally not having all missiles target the same platforms. So my engagement vector is going to be something like that. No. It's going to be this. And I'm also going to have harpoons coming out of these ships, so that. That is what we're going to do. And that ought to keep these ships so busy that at least some missiles will go through. I can even throw the missiles from Raven 1 at them. I'm going to tell Raven 1 to go north, where she might be able to pitch in against some of the trailing ships there, so that they too will encounter a problem. As for range, that's a challenge. I have a mere range of 19 miles with these penguins, and that is going by hoping that I don't get detected. So that means we're going to have to close the distance a bunch more until this line covers that group. These are actually in a slightly better position. And of course we have the group down south here, which still needs a bunch more. We look at the last ship here, which is the Halsey. Let's say 65 miles, and we need to have everybody in that range. There's still a bunch of Soviet aircraft flying around, not too worried about those. And there could still be another submarine, but at least we neutralized one Alpha. This one won't be bothering us anymore. So far, from what I've seen from Il Duce, who's the scenario creator, there are likely to be more submarines, because I don't think I've ever seen a submarine, or rather a scenario where he's only had one sub. So it's not a question of if there are more, but where they are. And unfortunately the group here, well, they do have sonobuoys around, but I'm having trouble throwing a whole lot more, because I got only 2 ships capable of still throwing sonobuoys out. Wait, are you locked into... You're locked into RTB? Okay. That's interesting. Queen 4 has already touched down. There she is. She's now being brought back into the hangar, allowing her to get more sonobuoys, potentially more torpedoes. I think I didn't use all of those on Queen 4. Yeah, so more sonobuoys, more fuel, and we're going to go back out there. For now, we wait until we get into range. We're almost in range of the formation, so here's the plan. Here's what I went through. First, I calculated how fast are my missiles. We have 2 different types available. We got penguins mounted on these attack boats. They're doing 563 knots per hour. So that means they come down to about 9.3 knots a minute. That is slightly faster than the harpoons, which are mounted on, for example, Raven 1. These are capable of getting up to 540 knots. This means that by the time that these ships are in range, they take only 2 minutes for their missiles to get over. But the formation here, Trident, will take longer. These missiles need to get launched first. They will take about 7 minutes to reach their full distance of 65 miles. So once they actually have crossed into these areas here, these range bubbles are 19 miles... That's when the other ships will pitch in, which should lead in simultaneous arrival of missiles coming in from the southwest, the southeast, the east, and the north against this Soviet formation. That is the plan right now. The question that I still sit with is how many missiles am I going to throw? And I don't really know yet. Because the way that I'm looking at it, I can go a couple of different directions with it. I can throw a whole lot of harpoons at them and have the risk of a bunch of those harpoons going for the same targets, resulting in massive overkill. Or I can have underkill, and I can have multiple missiles just, well, either all get shafted at the same time, or simply not work out as well. There's also the chance that I might need more missiles, which means we'll have to close into range of the standard missiles, the very standard missiles, and of course the torpedoes aboard these attack boats. So that's the plan for right now. I need to make sure these guys get into range, otherwise the attack from the east will not go through. So I kind of need to wait until these guys get their range, because they might not get there in the next 5 minutes or so. Task Force Vargen over here is just about ready. These guys are still coming in at 27 knots, so they'll definitely close the distance fast. Raven over there standing by. She too is awaiting her window, because at this point she's at 19 miles. So again, it'll take them about 9 miles a minute, so about 2 minutes for the missiles to get there. So I want to have everything get there at the same time. Never thought I'd use math in order to start laying down missile attacks. If they told me that when I was back in high school, I might have paid more attention to maths. Anyway, as for launching, we have a couple of different launchers available. We got the double barrel launchers, or rather the quads here from the Halsey. You're also looking at a different option for the Robert. She sends them single file, so she might need to start launching because they'll take a little longer. Kid has the quads, and the Karen over there also has the quads. So they'll be able to throw missiles in the air at volume. I think we're ready here. It's this group that I'm not entirely happy with. And I don't want to throw off my entire calculation, so I was going to tell these guys to go ahead 1/3. All hinges on skilled. 22.3 mile range. And we need 19. No more. And ideally not much less either. Queen 2 over here is nicely scouring the seas with her magnetic anomaly detection. So far, thankfully, not picking up anything. But thankfully could be deceptive. Because there could still be something down there, and I just don't see it. This only really works if you have a magnetic anomaly detector against a submarine that's, I think, directly underneath it. And while these are not very difficult lanes, there is a bit of a margin of error between them. There's 1.5 miles or so. So, yeah. There is some margin for them to escape. Range 21 miles. Come on. I might have messed up with skilled because we're barely faster than the Soviets, which means we can't really keep up with them. Turn to course. 232. You guys are in range. I'll stop. We're very, very, very closing the distance. I should have had these in a different spot. I should have had them in a different spot, already potentially going after the enemy. As for the task force here, which is currently sort of led by the Sheffield, I'm waiting for her helo to get ready again. Because I very much doubt that we're in the clear, and my sonobuoy net is quickly running out. I wouldn't, however, be surprised if the mission's going to end with the destruction of the Soviet formation. But that's not necessarily something I can bank on. 20 miles and a half. I'm worried that if I engage them without using all the missiles here, because that is 18 missiles they can pitch in between the three of them, the enemy will just shrug off a lot of the missiles by going after all of them. And that means less opportunity to get kills. As for these torpedoes, that's a secondary attack, and I intend to use those against any survivors. Raven 1's turning around, which is why we're currently not getting radar image. Come on, Skjold. Squeeze her for everything she's got. 19.85. Just a touch more. 1965. My target should be these 3 ships here. 19.4. Also gotta keep in mind that they're moving at speed, so 19 miles is great, but they might actually get beyond that. 19.1. There's the P3 turning around again. Lost definition. There you are. There you are, there you are, there you are. Okay. We're gonna start launching. The launch starts with Roberts. Launch starts with Roberts. We're gonna send 2 against the Kinda. We're gonna send 2 against the cash-in, 2 against this cash-in, and 2 against that large one. But I doubt those will actually make it through, due to the cash-in or the Kinda starting to absorb these missiles. You waiting for something? On rail warm-up. Alright. Yes. You get confirmation of at least a few harpoons in the air. Because the moment that I start seeing harpoons coming off of my ships here, they too will eventually start seeing harpoons. And that's good, because if they start coming in, let's say 1 by 1, there's less chance for them to get all intercepted, because everybody will start shooting that 1 missile. And that will cost them a lot of surface-to-air missiles. A lot of ammo. Roberts does take its sweet time, though. Another one's on-rail warm-up. Okay, we're going to start pitching in with Halsey. 2. 2. 2. Kid, you're next. You're next, kid. Alright. Cash in. 7058. Whatever that is. Target the very large there. Okay, now we got missiles in the air. Now we can also add with Karen. 2. 2. I don't really fear a cash-in that much. 2. 2. I'm gonna empty the magazines on these ships. Halsey, awaiting orders. 1. 1. Nope. Okay, I think we have most of these ships now with orders. Kid's still waiting for the last 2 harpoon orders. 1. 1. I think that's everybody. Karen still has 3, but they're already launching. There's 2. Roberts is still throwing. She still has 4 left. Another one. Actually, a pretty nice shot with that other ship in the back as well. 1 harpoon left. Robert still has 4. Kid's depleted. Halsey's depleted. I don't have any tomahawks to throw into the mix as well, so it's just going to be this. Alright, now we wait until the harpoons start crossing this barrier. Once they get there, the rest of the ships will throw. If I throw now, they're going to intercept this wave first, then that wave, and then the harpoons, which is not what I want them to do. I want them to get completely overwhelmed. Now at the point where the first harpoon is going to cross that 19-mile barrier, again this 19-mile range circle is where I should start throwing in with the rest of the ships. These are actually too close. The skills here, however, are ready. Now, I'm going to wait a little bit until we have a few more of the harpoons coming in, because this, I think, was the first harpoon launched as originated from the Oliver Perry class. And these missile launchers aren't the fastest, they take a little bit of time. This is not the right time to start getting annoying, Raven. Raven's going to turn around and also get her missiles into the mix. Come on, Raven. Thank you. Alright. Here we go. Penguins. 2, 2, 2. But there's more. Because this hawk also has missiles. And they typically don't follow their leader. So we're going to go 2, 2, 2. And you, just pause the game to make sure it doesn't take me too long to start coordinating all these strikes. 2, 2, 2. Raven. You're probably slightly behind. But so be it. I want to go single shots here. 1, 2, 3, 4. This way, ideally, all the seeker cones will target individual ships. You are presently lighting up the skies with your launchers. Target too far? Shit. Engage what you can engage. Oh, I was targeting something way beyond 19 miles. Got it. There we go. Penguins up. This is where the things get interesting. There's another penguin missile. What I particularly appreciate about the penguins is that they cannot get fooled by chaff. Because chaff fools a radar-guided missile, and these are not that. These are heat seekers. Which makes them very interesting to use, because they're very, very different. They just look for something that's very hot, and chaff is not that. Okay, you guys are actually a little too close, but we'll just start launching as well. Hold on, pause. Formation orders, control mode, follow leader. Actually, synchronized, I think, is the right call here. Synchronized. That way, I can start sending single shots, cash in, whatever that is, and that. Ideally, they will all do the same thing now. There's one. Yes. They're all engaging the same target, exactly as I required. Oh, wait. We also have the launch from Raven 1. I'm very surprised, actually, Raven 1 got this close to the enemy without getting shot down. Because I believe the Kinda has some decent AA. 12 miles only. Yeah, okay. It's not one of those Slavas with their 50-mile no-fly zone. Alright, we're about 8 miles out. You can see most of these ships have their radars on. I think everybody has their radar on. Everybody has a mission. And soon, they're going to be aware of the problem that is facing them. Imminently. I'm now going to also rush these torpedo boats in. Because that's what you guys do. I'm going to rush these boats in as well. You're still in the process of launching? Right. I forgot about how slow the penguins are to launch. Look at this beautiful triangle of attack. The Kinda is engaging ships, no, missiles to the southwest. Probably that first one. It's going to get progressively worse from here for her. There's more gunfire coming up. Kashin. Kashin's orienting its missile launcher to the port side. So you're going to stop the penguins? Good luck with that. There's another. I wonder what the Kinda's doing. Kinda's very much focusing on the east defense. Passionately as well. Look at the amount of gunfire going up there. And they'll definitely stop a bunch of missiles. Which is fine. Also, if the Kinda, for example, starts throwing chaff and my missile detects that, that's fine. See, this one's getting chaffed. But it can still dive down then and engage 7069. Which is kind of what I'm hoping for. Some of these are also... You're getting chaffed? How? You cannot get chaffed. It's not how that works. It's a shame I don't know what all these ships are, otherwise I would be much more capable of just clicking from one to the next. You're a big girl. What exactly? Camera's working real slow as the game starts to slow to a crawl with all these missiles. Oh, you're a gun cruiser! Oh, you're not that big of a deal. Yeah, this is the first missile going through the chaff. Ideally, it'll then go, hold on, there's nothing there. And it's going to try and acquire something else. And it is. It's now going for the ship behind it. Seeing some penguins get intercepted. Yep, this one's going for the next one. Looks decent. I don't know if the AI really knows where to look anymore, because at this point, I mean, there's a lot to be taken care of. Hit. That's the first hit we got in. This penguin's also looking quite promising. Though it has yet to crawl through the sea whiz barrier that the ship can put up. There's sea whiz. No, that's not sea whiz actually. Ooh, don't dip down too low. Right on the bow. Hit. Next penguin. That's gonna hit the gun cruiser. Hit. Harpoon. Looking like it'll get the Kinda. Yep, it's acquired the midships the Kinda. This is one of the more modern harpoons. Doesn't do the pop-up jump. See, these harpoons are a little late, but whatever. We got 1, 2, 3 ships on fire. This one's a pop-up. Sea whiz tracking. It's great that I have a mix of going with pop-ups and non-pop-ups, because I think the sea variant here does not pop up, which means that all of the sea whiz fire is just completely harmless to the other missile. It's difficult to cover just the sheer amount of violence that's going on here, both offensive and defensive. This does look promising. Hit! Over here. Penguin. Hit! That's a sad looking gun. Oh, I failed you. Yeah, you did. Yes, you did. I think this one might have got chaffed and has now decided to go for the next ship there. Over here we're gonna have another possible hit on 7062. And a Krivak in the back. Maybe. They're gonna go for this ship again. Kinda's not looking terribly happy. It's almost like they ceased fire. The cache in here is perfectly fine. Most missiles are either getting fooled by chaff or going for bigger fish. Such as this one. This guy is getting completely mauled. I think we're starting to see the first ships really get killed off now. That's another gun cruiser. Huh. Another. Yep, Cresta's eliminated. Good. So the penguin getting fooled. Is that a ship on fire? There's still... yeah, I guess there's still a ship down there. Somewhere. Yep, there's still a ship down there. Not for much longer, that is. This one's getting fooled. Oh boy. Please don't target me. We still got more harpoons coming in. And we still got more penguins coming in. Sverdlov, confirmed dead. Shame of that harpoon, but okay. 2 Kashyans still fighting. They're both This one's been hit, the other one's fine. The Kind has been badly hit. I think that's another Sverdlov. 7064. Sovrameni's been eliminated. Sverdlov's going to get another couple of hits just for good measure. And now we close in and torpedo everybody else. It is that simple. I think the Kinda might... There we go. The Sverdlov's dead. I don't know about the target behind them there. They're not doing very well, but they're not dead yet. And they're still shooting. You're gonna go for the dead Sovrameni. You're gonna go for the dead Cresta. Should have kept a few penguins in reserve. Yeah, we don't have any penguins in reserve. The good news is, since everybody has taken some level of damage, they're gonna slow down to a crawl. They're doing about a knot and a half. So now it's my time to race towards them. And pepper them with the torpedoes. I only carry 2 per boat, but that'll be enough. These are gonna go for the Sverdlov. They're still getting engaged by the ship in front. That one. This attack was devastating. It actually worked a heck of a lot better than I'd expected. And I gotta say, it was very satisfying to see this many missiles go through. They managed to intercept that? Unfortunate. So I think there's one ship that got out unscathed. Wait. Tell me more. Hey! Hello. I didn't order any submarines. Didn't miss any other passives, right? No, it's just a whole bunch of missile contacts. Mine, mostly. Queen 4. I need you to start laying down another net. Because I'm still scared. Not quite there, actually. Here. Disregard. Okay. Right, the carnage is pretty much complete. I think the only ship that escaped unharmed is... Well, not quite. Is the Odoreni. No, this one. The Obrotsovsky. Sorry, the Obrotsovi. This is the only ship that didn't take a hit. Everybody else is either dead or dying. Exactly how I like my Soviet ships. Now, we're going to close the distance, and this is when it gets dangerous, because these Kashins can shoot. That's something I cannot do very well. 8.6. My torpedoes, on paper, have more range, but if I launch it 9 miles out, I better be damn sure that they don't actually turn around and run away. Now, supposedly, this is a wire-guided torpedo with a passive sonar seeker. It's from the TP611. Okay. First, though, we gotta hand it to this guy. Send the second helicopter as well. He's coming in at 20 knots.
Roger, turn 033.
He's, yeah, at 20 knots, he might still get picked up by this buoy. Just give him the good news. And we'll see about picking up any detections after, but I think he's going to start to throw noisemakers all over the place. I am kind of worried that a bunch more of these ships will survive than I would like, because they've still got 5 ships alive presently. They're not doing great, but, you know, the Soviet missiles hit harder than mine, which means that this ship might survive. Oh, great. Charlie 1, Charlie 2, Victor 3. Victor 3 is carrier killers. Please tell me you're farther than 27 miles out. Yeah, 44. We caught this guy early. Excellent. Let's go hunt him into extinction. Make sure that he never threatens anybody else ever again. These damn birds. Can we shoot that? No, of course we can't. Narvik? No. I just don't get why we're not really picking them up on the air search of the Narvik. You get a 108-mile range. It's not like they're flying way or low above sea level. These things are up at 16,000 feet. Where are they? Well, that is one that we'll have to figure out in the next episode. This one has run its course, and we are still not done with Soviets. You can see that some of those Soviet ships did survive the beating, and the beatings will continue until morale, well, deteriorates in this case. Thankfully, we still have some options left when it comes to missiles and torpedoes, so plenty more to dish out in part 4. I'll see you guys there.